for people to get in. Besides Doja, I'll be back. I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me double check this. Okay, good. That's turned off. So that way you should be able just to hear me without whatever. So, as the title says, though, actually here. Let me share this because this is actually something that I think should be given to anybody that wants to know about this because it's really beneficial. Hello! Wait a minute, get back here. Hi, Annis. Right on time. Were you here during the last live stream when I was having a big fandom woozy woo about Kunzite? I hope so. If you weren't, well, darn. Anyway. So. Okay, there we go. So before I start this topic about exorcism, making it simple, keep in mind that when I'm calling what I'm deeming to being exercise. Oh, happy birthday to brother, happy birthday to brother, happy birthday to brother, happy birthday to him. There, I said it. Don't expect any more. But anyway, now, as I was saying, when I'm talking about exorcism, I'm not talking about just like the stereotypical way of exorcism, just like how it's like done by the Catholics or any kind of Abrahamic way to driving out a left-hand divine out. No. It's much broader than that. Because what I'm going on about is doing exorcism regarding anything. Anything. Anything that you deem not to want to have in your space. Don't matter if it's angelic of the left-hand path. It don't matter who or what it is. All that you know is that you don't want anything to do with it, and you want it out of your vicinity and out of your life, and to make sure it stays a pissed pop gone. Kind of an odd way of putting all that, but still. Let me plug this in so that way I'm not like having an awkward shadow of woozy woo effect, and don't mind them not just pooch in the background, barking at anything that moves. This is why I'm a cat person. Seriously, that's why I'm a cat person. Anyway, okay, now that that's plugged in, let me turn this thing on. That way you can see my definitely there. And cupcake, there we go. Okay, now bright it up. Actually, I prefer it, not that one, the other one. There we go. I like just so that, but anyway. So, exorcism made easy and simplistic. But before we get into doing this stuff, we need to know what the heck is exorcism. Well, to put it simply, it's like it's essentially a form of banishing. There's banishing exorcism, and then there's really getting something really out of, like pretty much out of the same existence as you, exiling it. Because when you banish something, you're pretty much just running after it with like and I'm using like a figurative thing here. Essentially, banishing is that you're running after it with a broomstick, ready to like start swatting at it, like scaring it off. Exorcising something is having a lynch mob of you with brooms going after something and driving something away and scaring the living heck out of it that it doesn't come back. Exiling it is that you're taking the same thing that you're going at it with a broomstick, but now you're getting a hold of it, and now you're putting it in a completely different state of awareness. An awareness where it can't comprehend you or anything else around you. And it doesn't even, it's like in a different state of awareness that it can't even pick up on you or your space or anything like that. It's like completely aloof and adoof. That's an awkward way of putting it. But specifically exorcism. Now, usually exorcism, yeah. Yeah, the more you know, right? Yeah. Now, exorcism, if you're familiar with the exorcism of Emily Rose and how they put, I can't remember which left hand divine, they were like, oh my gosh, she does this. And that left hand divine was like, I'm going to do what? I did what? But usually the stereotype is having a Catholic priest come in with holy water and a cross crucifix, and they say, by the power of Christ, compel you out of whatever. But there has to be like specific training to go through that. But then now here comes the part with me that comes in and says, no, let's keep it simple. Let's not make it all woozy wooey and just keep it down to the 3D everyday level so that way anybody can stick up for them and get whatever entity that they're trying to get out of their life. Keep it simple, stupid. So, before I actually give ideas and pointers on how to do it, I'm going to actually tell one of my favorite stories that actually involves me bamboozling an entity with his own BS out the door, and it pretty much exorcised itself. Like it pretty much, because of itself and what it was saying to me, I essentially tricked it into having to forcefully throw itself out. So, without further ado, many moons ago, not really, this was like back in 2018. Yeah, 2018. A friend of mine messages me. Okay? And if Alex watches this, and even if she pops up, yeah, it's that one. So anyway, a friend of hers was being harassed by an entity that was putting on the fake disguise of being Pazuzu, which I come to find out. And it was harassing him and his girlfriend who was expecting. And she was talking to me, being like, how can we help them? I'm kind of really concerned. I don't know what we're going to do about this. And then I come to the decision to tell her, okay, here's what you're going to do. Essentially, whatever... Okay, I'll send you the messages that I want you to send to them. And have them, whatever they reply back to me. And yeah, we'll just do it this way. You just become like the middle message flinger, whatever. So, essentially, what I did was this. The first thing I told her to say to them was this. Okay, so what's going on? What seems to be the problem? What's the issue? What is everything entirely? Tell me everything. I don't care what happened. If you guys played with the Ouija board, if you decided to taunt an entity not meant to be taunted, played with something you shouldn't have been playing with, I don't care. Whatever it is, just tell me what it is and what it is. In response, I was told that what happened is that said entity came in out of nowhere into their place, pretty much demanding their child as soon as it's born. And she was getting kind of a little bit dangerously close to labor. And when asked, okay, so does the entity have any reason to ask you for that? Well, according to it, my great-grandmother made an agreement with it, and part of the agreement was to actually have my child. Like, okay. So then I pretty much asked them, okay, so next question. Are you able to actually pick up and hear what it's saying and being able to detect that? And he said, yeah, no problem. I can hear what it's saying and it's getting kind of loud and aggressive. I'm like, okay, perfect. So now all you got to do is essentially just tell me what it's saying. And then I'll message with it and I'll talk with it. And then here comes the funny part. Here comes where all the laughs come in. My first question to it. So, who are you? And what are you doing in somebody else's house all of a sudden? Demanding their kid. Who are you, dude? And then I responded with like, well, I'm the great King Pazuzu. Why do I even have to tell you who I am? I can't even remember what it insulted me with. I'm the great King Pazuzu. That's who I am. Take it or leave it. Deal with it. Like, okay. I responded back with like, hey, I don't know that. How am I supposed to know you're this great King Pazuzu? I mean, if you're the great King Pazuzu, wouldn't you want to flaunt your crown and flaunt your status around instead of being all like, oh, I don't want to expose myself more? Don't you think you'd be a little bit more proud of your status and title and your standing and be more confident instead of be all like, this is who I am? No, 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 no. Stop asking questions. Why did you think you'd be more like that? I mean, but that's none of my business, but still. You're not Pazuzu. You're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not, dude. Then hear the next question, and then when it gets even more into line. So, why are you even here bothering these two people? Well, his great grandmother made an agreement with me when she was alive, and now I'm here to collect my due. What's your due? It's his kid. Now, if you stop asking questions, I'm waiting for my payment to come through. But why are you already here when the baby's not even? And then the friend told me that essentially it was doing the I can't hear you kind of a thing, like plugging its ears and making obnoxious noises for no reason. Yeah. So then I read that, I'm like, oh, okay, it wants to play like that, huh? Okay. So I pretty much told him to say this one last thing, or if it responds good, which it did, ask it this one last question, word for word. So, one last question, and then I'll let you have your reward. By any chance, is that agreement that you made with his great grandmother, did it say you can come into their house? And from what the friend said, it literally went from that loud noise to perfectly quiet. Like the noise stopped, dead silence. Everything was just like time froze, quiet. And then I said, well, did the agreement say you can step in their house? And then the friend replied back, ... no. And then I responded back, okay, perfect. So, what do you think I'm going to tell you to do next, dude? ... what? And then that's when I knew, got him. And then I responded with, get out of here. And literally, it left. It had to go. It went out. And then the friend was texting me, Norma, saying, how did you do that? And all I responded with, like, well, I can sincerely doubt that your grandmother wrote in the pact saying that that thing could go and enter your guys' house at all. Yeah. So essentially, technically, I used the art of bamboozling and bamboozled it out of the house. Because, well, the pact says you cannot step foot in their house, so you now have to leave it to, the homeowners to make that decision if you can come in or not. Which you didn't. So off with you. Out. True story. Out it went. Just like that. Gone. But then the friend asked me, well, what happens if it comes back again? Simple. Think outside the box. Think of like how the agreement was made. Just pull up the agreement and be technical. Be nitpicky with it. Like here's my personal favorite. You're out minding your own business, and then the entity picks up on him, and then it tries to get close for the child. Simple. The person picks up on it, be like, does the pact say you can come in within 2 feet of me or the child? No, it doesn't. Guess what? Toodaloo, scram. Then it has to go. But I told him, if it comes around again, tell it this. Because this is the ultimate, you're never going to get it now. This is like the ultimate way of giving it like a good, you suck. I told him, tell it this if it keeps becoming a nuisance. Tell it, and I'm going to try and quote it the best I can. Oh, you can have my child when he's on his deathbed, and has taken his last breath of life. That's when you can have the child. But joke's on him. When he gets the child, he's dead and already moved on. So, Whoops. Oops. Because to be technical, the parent is the guardian of the child, so therefore the parent has the authority to speak on the child's behalf when the child can't speak for itself, according to law. So legally, in technicality, the parent can speak on the child's behalf. So the parent decides, okay, you can have my child when he's on his deathbed and he has taken his last breath of life. In other words, after when he's taken his last breath and is dead, they can have him. But he's dead. So it's worthless. So, oops. That's what happens when you really know alchemy. You can just bamboozle your way out of BS like that. And the funny thing is, when an agreement is written out like that, that's it. That's the terms and conditions. There's no outlying effect at all. Anything else, like minor details, that's fair game. They can have the grandmother offered the grandchild, but now the thing is that the grandchild, the parental figures can also have a say in it until it's 18. So, I mean, I haven't talked to that individual, so I don't know what's happening with it, but if he's used that little tee-hee moment, there you go. Bamboozle it in a way where it can have it when, the child's dead. Which is completely worthless and pointless. So, it just bamboozled the living heck out of him. Now you're pointing and laughing at it because of how, derpy derp it is. Where's my sweet tea? I just have my extra sweet tea. Now I can't find it. Where did it go? I'm about to do a table flip. Oh, I'll just drink some water instead. But yeah, there you go. Using the art. I'm gonna use some. Oh, that's the mouse. I thought that was it. Oh well, I'll find it eventually. So, bada bing, there you go. The art of bamboozling, like, in action. Literally trolling a out-of-line, hissy-fitting, lesser, low-level fiend into making yourself look stupid and thinking that it's, oh, you think you're slick? Well, whoops. But that's sometimes when you're dealing with entities that are getting into a hissy fit and they need to be, taught a lesson to not hissy fit. Sometimes that's, oh, there's my sweet tea. It's behind the chair. Give me that. No, chair. You cannot have the sweet tea. Found it. But anyway, that's a kind of a general idea of like sometimes work smarter, not harder. Let your inner Loki go. Technically, yes, it is Loki with the bamboozle. But now you're probably wondering, okay, but what if we have a natural entity that's, in our space and it's causing a ruckus, like if something does come in and is really messing with the energy and really throwing things off. Like my experience with the mosh too. That was fun. That was a lot of fun to have the mosh come in and be like, "Arr!" Oh wow, my room. Oh, what happened to my room? Oh, the monster, was that you who did this to my room? My, I just love how you did it. What? Yeah, it's pretty. Are you fucking me? No? I like how you did the place. It's really beautiful. Ah. Mm-hmm. Literally. There's no rule that says, you don't have to be you technically don't have to allow them to affect you in the way they want to affect you, to be technical. If anything, most of the time what I do when an entity decides to be like, okay, I'm going to try and mess with them. Okay, let's see what happens then. I just respond as if it's like another person in the room with me, except, hissy fitting. That's really how simple you got to keep it sometimes. And even here's another thought of the day, a good thought. That doll Annabelle in like the movie The Conjuring, and the Warrens and all that stuff. Here's a thought, just a curiosity. Why didn't they just take a moment to actually go towards the doll and actually start asking and trying to sit down with it and try and converse like, what's wrong? What's the problem? Is there something that you need to express? What's your name? What's making you so upset? Is there anything we can do to help you? What can we do to help you feel better? Instead of just being all like, "Ah, it's a monster!" Because I can probably have a good reasoning to suspect. If we go towards an entity that hasn't been listened to and is upset, and you're actually giving it the opportunity to express itself and say how it's feeling, what's on its mind, what's making it get upset, probably it'll tell you what's making it upset, and then you can help said entity finally be free of that, and then they'll calm down. But that's none of my business. And I mean, don't look at me. I'm not a paranormal investigator, but I mean, that's kind of just like, going to another human being, like if they're upset and trying to figure out what's wrong with them, and allowing them to talk, and you listen and you help them. But that's none of my business. But still, that probably could have saved a lot of whoopsies. But I digress. Nonetheless, so at the end of the day, no matter what happens, yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, no matter what, the number one thing you have to always remember with you are in charge of yourself and how you react to whatever comes around you, no matter what it is. No matter if it's hanky, panky, spanky, wanky, danky, stinky, don't matter. If an entity comes in and tries messing with you and thinks that it's cute, it don't matter who it is on either side. Heck, we'll even go with a big one. It could even be Yahweh himself. Him going all, hey. No. And just watch some people be like, oh, you do that to his hand? Well, of course. What would you do if you had something trying to poke you in the cheek nonstop and think it's cute? Like, oh, I'm going to mess with you. No. Don't matter who it is. Even if it's Archangel Michael. Nope. Angelic, left-handed divine, don't matter. If something is bothering you, you have the right to stand up for yourself and say, hey, cupcake, no. No, hands off. Keep your hands to yourself. Yeah. And it really, if you want to be really technical, being on the 3D, like the physical plane, in this regard, we kind of have an advantage over them on the other side. You're probably wondering, well, how in the heck is that an advantage? Well, simple. Like this place, like a house, a dwelling, a home, apartment complex, rental. When you sign, if you're in a rental, when you sign a tenant agreement, you're legally allowed to live there as long as you abide by the lease. So technically, you are authorized to be in there by the landlord's permission. Splendid. Okay. Like, say this was a rental place. Okay, whoop-de-whoop. So now you're living in your rental, minding your own business. You're practicing the occult arts. Woo. And then for some reason, let's just say one of the archangels comes in. And you don't want to have an archangel come in. Comes on in and be all like, you're going to have to change this up because I don't think Yahweh's going to like this. The minute it steps in, you can say, Cupcake, what makes you think you can come here like that? Well, I'm Yahweh, I can do what I want. No, you don't. No, you can't, Mr. Pigeon Man. No. Out. You're gonna dare tell me to leave? Unless you want to become chicken wings. Because I'm hungry. So, make your choice. Either you get out, or I'm gonna actually grab you by the wings and pluck them off your back, and then give you the boot out the door. Which one? You boot yourself out, or I boot you out with no wings and dinner? Exactly. But still, that's really how you go towards them. And the same thing with the left, but the left, they kind of have an understanding, and they don't mess with you unless if it's a way to actually kind of show you somewhere where you're weak at, and then they swing at that and they hit you with that. And it may knock the wind out of you, metaphorically, but it's for the best intended good. Mm-hmm. But anyway, and really, you don't need to have any kind of tools at all. You really don't need anything. You just got to keep your ground and, again, just tell it, no, you can't come in here. I didn't say you can come in here. And they say, well, who are you supposed to be? Well, again, using the technicality with the lease and the tenant agreement. Well, to be technical, my good pigeon man, I'm the tenant here, and here's the the tenant paper saying that I can be in here, and I signed this. Legally, I can be in here according to this plane. You're not on the lease agreement. You haven't even signed it. Now, toodaloo, out. Because on the physical plane, dwellings and homes and stuff like that, a building, that's a different kind of a dwelling. Yeah, you're authorized on the physical plane to be in there. And technically, it's a state of awareness that's trying to impede in your space. And this is in your space because you're the tenant, but you're allowed to be here because the landlord allowed you to be. So this entity can't be in here because it's not on the agreement by the landlord. And the landlord will be like, huh? No, I don't know who that is, and it can't be in there because it doesn't pay rent. Whoops. There's that one. Or even better yet, even like if you have a home and it's in your name, or even if you have a mortgage or you're living in a home that you're allowed to be in. If you own a home, well, definitely you can tell something, hey, piss it. Don't matter what it is. It comes in hissy fitting, go. My house, off with you. No, go. You can be relentless with it. Just because it's making a loud fuss and is loud and obnoxious and being a big hissy fit, well, it doesn't mean that you can't be all up in his face being like, hey, out. Like legit be like, hey, out. Nope, no, we're gonna go out. Nope. Like legit be in its face. Like, if it's gonna think it's gonna be cute coming all in, like, oh, I'm gonna cause a mess. No, you're not. You're gonna go out the front door and stay out. I know that was a little bit whimsical, but still. That's how, like, in the face you gotta be in. Yeah, like, if it's gonna try and ruin your sense of serenity, I really hope it likes, getting getting a lot of pushback to the face. Because if it thinks it's that, woo woo almighty that's gonna come in and ruin and get people off kilter and cause unnecessary BS happen, I hope it's ready to have something get back in its face and be like, oh, you're one of them stupid ones, huh? Okay. Well, no, we're not going to be trying to be in Jackass Astral Edition. No. But keep in mind now, there is a bit of a difference when it comes to something like a poltergeist. Because a poltergeist is programmed just to do one thing. There you go. That's it. Perfect. Perfect death, night terror. Perfect. That's what you're supposed to do. Because really, at the end of the day, an entity, a spirit, what have you, they are no higher or lower than you. They are on an equal, standpoint as you. Nobody's higher than anybody else. Nobody's lower. However, some have titles, but now here's the thing. Here's the big thing. And here's a big one. And this is to all due respects to all beliefs and also both paths. Now, when an entity has a title of king, duke, or what have you as a title, yes, that's their title. And they have pretty much gone through what has to be gone through in order to obtain such title. But now here's the big one. And I'm going to use the example of, someone being a doctor, having a doctorate degree. It doesn't matter what kind of title or status you have, doctor or what have you. If you're stupid and inconsiderate and, an out-of-line twathead, you're stupid and out-of-line twathead. A title is just a title. It's a status standing. That's it. If you're stupid, you're stupid. That's it. If you don't know how to behave and only know how to throw big hissy fits, well, congratulations, you're nothing but a hissy fitter. You may have the king's status, but you're still a big hissy fitter. Title is just the standing and pretty much showing that you have the authority in whichever deem fit, and you have the standing. That's it. Does it expect respect? Of course it does. Of course it does. But the thing is this. If it's going to be interacting with you and if it's going to be treating you horribly, no. Good. That's it. Night terror. Perfect. Perfect. Because the thing is something is saying your name over and over again, repeatedly. It gets to the point where even I would just be all like, you know, if you keep saying my name, it's going to be just like Lady Gaga's telephone song. Trust me. Stop calling, really not having any more of your BS. God, Zeus, my dog, good lord, barks at everything that moves, but still. True story. Yeah. But now, keep in mind though, it can come from anywhere. Any kind of entity can be coming in throwing a hissy fit. Even a passed on, even an ancestral spirit or like a undead, like somebody who passed away, they can even do it too. But again, in this existence, you come first. You first, then everybody else comes in afterwards. That's true. Because without you, yes, you, the one that's, looking at my finger thinking like, what the heck is he doing? Yes, you. You come first. Because if you don't stand on your own, and if you can't stand, and if you're not well, if you don't have, your needs met, like your living needs met, anything and everything else that is around you doesn't exist. Without you, nothing exists. Literally, I don't exist. Nothing exists. You first. You take care of you. You get your needs met. You make sure you're standing on your own 2 feet first. Hi, Sidri? Sidri? Oh. An evil one, huh? Well, those are the ones that think that they're really like, they think that they're hot stuff, but when you realize, oh, you're not, you're not cute. Okay, Sidri. Okay, I'll go with it. Sidri. Anyway, but as I was saying, yes, without you, everything that exists in this world crumbles, doesn't exist, falls apart, breaks. True story. I'm not even kidding. Because if you're not standing well, yeah. And I'm actually really glad that, people are starting to stumble upon me because some people are like, wow. Like the way that I've explained some stuff, a lot of people have said that it actually makes sense the way that I go about it. And I've also heard that a lot of people are actually able to stick up for themselves better and even go up against like some entities that have been giving them trouble. Calling out and playing out annoying and trying to frighten. Okay. Now there's a difference between like if an entity is trying to get your attention and they're like sincerely like trying to connect with you, like a good example. Say if you're like walking down a street and your third eye is aware and then you hear your name being called in a certain direction, and then when you look, there's some kind of formed entity that you pick up on, and it's like trying to get your attention. Yeah. Or like if you're sitting mind your business and you notice an entity like trying to get your attention in a respectful way or like being mindful, that's different. Now if there's, say, what I like to call when an entity decides to do the fanboy, fangirl effect, which is like it becomes like really trying a bit too hard to get your attention. Like it's becoming like obnoxious to the point where it's like, oh God, get rid of this thing. Or better yet, it's being like a, notice me, senpai, please notice me. Yeah, when it gets to that extent. Literally. I kid you not. That is like legit how sometimes I would even consider some of these entities when they try and get your attention. Senpai, notice me. No. Like, no, no. 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 Try again next time when you're less obnoxious. Literally. I'm not even kidding. But when you have, like, now let's say if you have something like a poltergeist. Well, to be honest with Lilith, that's the point. If you don't understand how her personality is, if you don't understand her, then that's where you're going to get stuck at. You're going to get stuck with, like, I just absolutely adore her, but I don't understand why the heck does she just fade out like that and leave me hanging? Why does she do that? I just love her. That's just how she is. But once you understand how she is, you'll come to love her no matter what. I think probably it's easier for me. Here, let me grab my little foil for this. I think it's easier for me because me personally, actually I'm going to grab one, grab 2 stones, and then yeah, I'm going to get the little oil on these ones. But I think it's easier for me, wait a minute. Has Lilith ever given me advice that was handy at all? Well, let's just say a little bit of like everything she has given me and bestowed to me. Let's just say everything that she has said has had a lot of gain to it. Like literally, when I got my, is it in there? No. Like literally. It's right there. When I got my, I'm trying to be all, you know. Oh, that's it. Hold on. No. No. Okay, so it's this one. I'm trying to be all epic and whatever. But like legit, when I first got this in the mail yesterday, and this is legit. And I'll get to that in a second. Night Terror. But when I got this in the mail, and yes, that is Blue Lotus. And so that way you know, Blue Lotus is extremely rare and extremely expensive. When I got this in the mail about a day or 2 ago, literally, opened the box up. Excuse me. I opened up the box. This thing, let's just say the kit that it came in, it pretty much estimated about $60 because all this is pure essential oil, like pure. Yeah, it didn't just come with Blue Lotus. It came with Magnolia. Come on, where are you? Rose, and if you know how much rose is, expensive. Jasmine and neroli. So, Blue Lotus is more expensive than rose. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, as soon as I got this in the mail, at least just a Blue Lotus, as soon as I opened the lid, literally, opened the lid, and all of a sudden I just heard her go, "Oh, is by any chance is that oil that you were talking about? You know, that really expensive is, you know, doesn't come around that often?" Yes, it is, Lilith. You know what you're gonna do with that, right? You know. Give you the first, you know, bit of it. How'd you know? Well, that was what it was agreed upon. Yeah. And then I like went over to went to her image and I put a little bit on her went to her picture and I put a little bit on her nose. Someone channeled Lilith through them, and when I talked to her, I wasn't ready. I was super nervous. Well, really, there's nothing to be nervous about. Just be yourself. I mean, if anything, she's just gonna be, yeah. But anyway, this Blue Lotus, I'm not even kidding. If you ever wondered, best describe how this smells, imagine this. Imagine it smells like, it starts like regular vegetable smell. Not okay, whatever. And then it turns into a lily, a water lily. And then all of a sudden it turns into a minty rose. Yeah. Vegetable, lily pad, minty rose. Blue Lotus. Like legit, this is like, it is. And if you were here earlier, I don't know if you saw it, but my new piece of kunzite, Alfredo, yeah, that's the name that I temporarily gave him, okay? Yeah, he's Alfredo. Yeah, he happened to get bathed with Neroli, Jasmine, yep, all of them. Yeah, he happened to get bathed in all that. Oops. How do you know if you met or channeled her? I'm really curious. Oh, here. Let me just get my pieces all doused up with her oil real quick. And I'm also gonna be holding a piece of ruby and star garnet. And oh, what the heck? What do you say, dear? You in the mood? I don't know. We'll see. Probably. I mean, you know men sometimes. Oh, you never know. All depends on you. But if we have to, can I at least, keep the part that, rude? That's fine. But can I at least just see? Fine. Whatever. Yes, lovely. Yes, lovely. Mm-hmm. When you try to, with her, it's not really that easy to negotiate because it's just like, if I tell her no, she might be like, "Oh, you think you're gonna tell me what to do, huh? No, 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 no. You can at least get the spoils. Okay, fine. I'm not complaining." Okay, got that, and then this. Put this down. I think I might need to redo these because they're way too honking big. Okie doke. Fine. Yes. Yes, lovely. Sure, okay. Fine. Would you like fries with that? Oh, young lady. Young lady. Fine. Could I at least tell them what the joke was? And how you responded to that? Because I think it'd be, okay. Essentially, when I asked her, would you like fries with that? Essentially, she said this. Oh yeah, definitely I would like fries with that. Especially if they're, they're shaped like a man part, except, not as the size of Adam's. Yeah, like about a little bit bigger than that. Like a young lady. And instead of ketchup, make it blood. Young lady, my good Lord Banta. Yep, I definitely do. But anyway. So anyway, what questions were there? But yeah, she's she's a parent right now, if you can't tell. How do you know if you met her? Well, the way that Lilith comes in, if you're completely like, I have no idea what's going to happen with her, the way that she comes in just like out of nowhere. Like when the first time I encountered her, like for real, she literally appeared right in front of me and then vanished within 2 seconds. And then I got stunned, like, I don't know what that was, but I'm like, how come my whole body's like sweating? Like from head to toe, my whole body broke out into a deep sweat. I'm like, okay. And then right when I was about to take another step, all I heard in my mind was like, why don't we, teach these men how to really, behave? I'll get the leash. Yeah. And then there was where it all began. What a lot of fun it's been so far. And a lot of jokes and a lot of funnies. Yeah. Well, Lilith, in the way, she's very passive aggressive in the way that she interacts with people and others. Like, for me, whenever somebody's doing what they're not supposed to do, and they're doing, something completely opposite of what makes them feel like themselves, I mean, she comes in like this. Oh, look at you! Still doing that stupid thing, huh? I thought you were going to be doing that thing that makes you feel good about yourself and, be empowered. I thought that's what you were going to do. I thought, at least that's what you said last time, I think, right? Yeah, it was. You were going to be doing what you were going to, make yourself feel better and be like, oh, you. No, don't tell me you're going to do that now because that's clearly not what you want to do. No, 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 no. Keep being stupid. Keep being stupid. No, no, no. You know what's best, dear. Keep being stupid. What do I know? Nope, keep being stupid. No, 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 no. Just keep doing that stupid thing. And when you're done being stupid, let me know. Maybe I might help you. Nah, maybe not. Most likely not. So, good luck. Hopefully you don't, stop moving while I'm doing the stupid thing. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, very passive aggressive. But, I mean, it's like you really had to experience her herself, and the way you actually go towards her, you have to go towards her completely different than any other entity. Because if you go to her trying to, like, call out to her and, have her appear to you, or, like, if you're trying to summon her, or, like evoke her, don't do it. Don't do it. Because I can guarantee you, she's just going to do this. Oh, you want me to do what? You want me to, come to you? Oh, me come to you? No. Now I really don't want to even go near you. Desperate. Nope. No, 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 no. I was thinking about just going to you naturally, but now since, you're trying to call me to have you, pull me to you? No. Ew. Desperate. No. Mm-mm. Boring. Why can't you humans figure it out? Use your head. This head. With the big pink thing in there. Not the other head that men have down there. No. No, not that head. The other one. The one that actually is supposed to make you guys superior to other animals, supposedly. Yeah, use that thing. You might get somewhere. Dead serious. So, to kind of help explain that, instead of summoning her like that and calling out to her saying, like, invoking to those. But there is a way, and I'm actually going to tell you how to actually, in a way you are summoning her, but it's in a way where you're doing it this way. Because at Lilith's core, at her core, number one, she is a divine that's all about self-empowerment, making the choice for thyself and doing what thyself desires to do and making the final say and doing what thyself wants to do without any external influence. She's doing whatever action is because she's empowered in herself because she chooses herself to do it. Not like relying on anything else to make her choice for her. That makes sense. She's empowered within herself. With that in mind, she's choosing to do this. She's choosing to explore or go down this or have this experience because she wants to. Not like, I need this individual to be empowered. No. That's backwards. But now the little trick. Not really a trick, but it's just like you're using, in a way, what she's about, seduction. But now here's the thing. There's a difference between being suggestive and actually using seduction as intended. Being suggestive is showing a lot of skin and being kind of like hinting at something in an innuendo way. That's not what we're doing. And then we have the art of seduction that is like so. Using the art of seduction in a way that actually goes and affects the mind and has the mind start making imagery and starting to have the mind be kicked into overdrive and to start thinking like, maybe this, then this, then this, and that. Oh, maybe this. Gets the mind going and thinks of numerous possibilities. So instead of going to Lilith and doing this same stereotypical chant thing, and please, I'm going to say this right now while it's fresh in my head. If you have like Lilith's sigil, please, and if it has a seal around it, do not use the seal with her sigil in the middle. Do not use that. No. You can use the sigil by itself if you want to use something that's uniformal. But with a seal, because the seal is meant to trap an entity, is meant to trap the entity. You trap Lilith, you done messed up pretty bad. You messed up pretty bad. Because if, I'm going to put it this way. If thou is not an idiot, and if thou knows legit what not to really do with Lilith, thou clearly knows to not restrict Lilith. You restrict Lilith, you are taking a rocket launcher, aiming right for your foot, and blowing your own foot off. And pretty much yourself with it. Don't do it. Do not do it. But now here's another pointer. If you're going to be making a symbol for Lilith, here's a better idea. Instead of using the one that's commonly known and commonly used, make one yourself. Because believe it or not, Lilith, being not only a dark goddess of seduction, what is probably, well, when it comes to terms of creativity, what is more creative, the light or the dark? The dark. The darkness has beyond, you can't even imagine more levels of creativity than the light side. So, if you're going to be inviting or like trying to have Lilith come towards you, use her creativity. Make your own symbol for her. Here, I'll even do one right now. Please hold while I make this real quick. Babe, there you go. I just whipped it up in like 1 minute. There's an example. Get creative. Get fancy. Because Lilith is drawn, and she absolutely adores stuff that's unique. She likes things that are not that commonly seen or not commonly know of, and not commonly really obtainable. And speaking of that, what is a really good example that I have right here? Blue Lotus. That's a good example. Since when every day do you hear someone say Blue Lotus? Yeah, that pretty much got her curiosity. Or even here, this is one of her stones. Star Garnet. She does like garnet, but Star Garnet? Yeah. She even told me, when you get that Star Garnet, do you mind, letting me have that piece for myself? Yep, you can have it. Yep, this is like specifically, generally hers. Yeah, whenever I need to have her be symbolized and working, or if I need to connect with her, really connect really deeply with her, there we go. Mm-hmm. And also for giggles too, she also has my ruby. Little fiery thing. There you go. So, now a little bit of a sneaky way to have her come towards you, but it's not summoning, to be technical. So, when you're going towards Lilith, when you're trying to get Lilith to come towards you, this is where you have to be a little bit clever and a little bit thinking outside the box here. So, you want Lilith to come towards you, but you don't want to actually make it seem like you're calling to her and you're wanting her to come to you and you're dictating her to come to you. Go at it this way, and this is what I do. Especially if I'm doing a working involving someone or targeting someone or influencing someone or getting vengeance on someone or having some backup, going after somebody who needs to be hit upside the head. Oh, Lilith, dearie, do you happen to have a second? Splendid. Say, I'm actually going to be doing a type of working that actually involves an atom. Mm-hmm. Yep, an atom. Yeah, he's gonna need to, get his cherry spell popped. Yeah, I'm just inviting if you want to come along too. It'll be fun. Up to you, honey. By the way, you know where to find me if you want to, not only blue ball, Yahweh, but if you can blue ball this atom if you like. Let me know, dear. If so, just come on in. Thanks, love. You notice how I didn't say, come to me, or like I summon you. The way I went about it was in a way that invited her, told her what's going on, let her be aware, but it's also in a way that's kind of making her think, ooh, an Adam gets to have his cherries popped? Oh, it sounds like fun. I'm enticed. Let me see what this is all about. See? I'm not pushing her. I'm telling her what's going on, but also putting it in a way that's appealing and fun. So more than likely, she's going to come on her own. Because I'm allowing her to make the choice if she wants to come or not. Because when you're evoking or calling out to something, you're kind of pushing it to come towards you. This way, you're giving the opportunity, but you're also kind of getting some more facts behind it. So that way they can still make the decision. So Lilith, this way, more than likely is going to come by and be like, so, what part am I going to do? Am I going to be the one smashing them? There you go. See? Sometimes you got to think outside the box. I'm dead serious. And that's the same way that I go towards her and ask her for help whenever I need her assistance with anything. I don't demand. I don't summon. I don't really do much of anything that pushes her. I tell her what's going on, invite her if she deems fit, and let her make the decision on her own. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's actually very simple. Wise man once said, keep it simple, stupid. The more simple you keep it, the less headache you get. True story. Keep it simple. And also get a little bit creative. Because if you keep it creative, more than likely than not, you're going to be having her come through and be like, oh, what's going on here? Because, fun fact, believe it or not, when you're in your power, when you're in your best state, and you're really thriving on your own, she'll just come to you naturally and she'll celebrate with you. Because, believe it or not, Lilith is quite the one that loves to have a lot of party and a lot of fun. She's lively. She likes to enjoy. And she can definitely become the life of the party. But if something is dying down, is like, oh, boring, she's out. Or if you're starting to go back to the way where you're not really doing what's best for you, oh, she'll just be, oh, he's being stupid again. I quit. Nope, I'm done. Nope, let him be stupid. Dead serious. That even happens to me still, at times. Like, legit, she has even gone like, oh boy, here comes this, sausage licker. Looks like he's gonna be dumb again. Oh, and I thought he was for real this time. Oh well. Besides, I didn't know Adams come in rainbow flavored. Huh, go figure. Literally. Oh. What flavor is this one? Reject rainbow? True star. She can be a lot of fun, but she can also be quite, she can really mess you up if you're, you don't really go at her respectfully. She can really mess you up. She hasn't swung at me, because, I'm very, very thoughtful before I address her, and I'm very considerate, and then again, I don't look at her in a very, yeah, what flavor is this one? Reject rainbow? Yeah. She does have a lot of, her jokes are funny. Like, she has said jokes before, like, probably, what was it? I think it was something about, like, I don't know, like I think it was, yeah, it was on a live stream, and I think it was making fun of somebody who, oh yeah, it was making fun of, like, some kind of narcissist, and actually, like, putting up a trap, and then they slipping on a banana peel, and then she just came in all like, well, if I actually saw some kind of narcissist guy fall and slip on a banana peel, I think I'd be like this. Wow, since you got taken out by a banana peel? Dude, that's sad. But it's okay. No, it's okay. It's just like in the cartoon, so I guess that does make you a joke, huh? Don't you think? That does make you a joke. Oh, you're absolutely adorable. Nope, it's just like the cartoons, I guess that does make you a joke, slipping on a banana peel and landing on your face. Seriously, that is the amount of fun I have with her. And I also, believe it or not, in my astrology, I have her conjunct my ascendant point blank. So what does that tell you? Yeah, Black Moon Lilith conjunct the ascendant point blank. If that doesn't scream up, Lilith's chosen. To be technical, Lilith really only has one, and it's herself. In actuality, Lilith is a crone goddess. She's a crone. Number one. Although she is noted to be the mother of all of the demons, technically, that's really not like what her core is about. At the core level, she's a crone. Because then again, Lilith is a primordial goddess. In other words, primordial meaning that she has been around way before, Moses walked the earth. We're talking status of, like, say, Nyx or Nox in Roman mythology, Gaia, even well, not as old as Uranus. Actually, well, yeah, Uranus is younger. Yeah, we're talking like Nyx status, like Nox, the primordial goddess of the night. Yeah, we're talking that long. And Nyx is actually a mother goddess, funny enough. But she's not a crone. Nyx is not a crone. She's a mother, primarily a mother. Lilith is a crone. Then again, Lilith is said to be around the same time as Nyx, but then again, that's where all the connections might have to be looked at again. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Lilith is a crone goddess. Why is that? Well, when it comes to, the primal nasty action, if you catch my drift, let's just say she's not new here when it comes to that. Then again, she's not new here when it comes to anything. Now, I can completely understand someone seeing Lilith as in the Mother Maiden Crone, as in like this. There's the Maiden, which is the human. Then there's the Mother, which is like the mother of all the demons and all that. And then the Crone, which is her existence. I can see that perfectly. That makes sense. But at the core, the Crone. And definitely she's not new here. Because don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing more terrifying than knowing of a divine that can just come to you and just be all, have you ever experienced dread? Here, let me help you with that. Yeah, not being new here, she can definitely help you experience dread. But anyway, I'm gonna go wash myself. I haven't washed myself all day. I might be back a little bit later once I have these charged up. And then we can continue some more and some Lilith. So stay tuned and get ready, because I think probably I might be doing a working and actually maybe, if she feels like it, giving me a help with that. We'll see.